The morning sun comes through the stained glass windows of Hartwell Manor. This makes shadows on the marble floor where
I just
Emma
don't
is
understand
standing.
why you're doing this, When
She is
please
trying
just
to
talk
make
to
herself
me.
invisible. This is something Emma has gotten very good at over the 24 years. She has had to do this because she is the daughter that nobody wants to see. Emma is always trying to stay out of
Please,
the
you
way
must listen
at
to me.
Hartwell Manor.
The situation is far worse
Her
than we
mother, Lady
imagined.
Catherine,
We
told
have to
Emma
act
to
now.
stand up.
We
She
cannot
did not
remain
even
idle.
look
The
at
time
Emma
for
when she
action is
said
now.
this.
We must stand united, or we
Lady
will fall
Catherine said it does
divided.
not really matter anyway. Emma will be in the servants' wing, said Lady Catherine. Emma stood up straight. She did not say a word. Talking just made things worse. On the side of the room, her little sister Rosalind was spinning around in front of the mirror. Her beautiful
The light of our
rose
future
silk
shines
dress
within
was
you.
fitting her perfectly.
It is our shared hope.
It
I
was
am forever
moving
bound
around her
to you.
like water. Rosalind was perfect in every way. Her face was pretty, her waist was small. She moved with grace. Emma thought that Rosalind had everything that she did not have. Emma looked at Rosalind. Felt like she could never be like her sister Rosalind. Mother, do you think he will choose me? Rosalind asked her mother, though the way she said it made it seem like she already knew what her mother was going to say. Rosalind was really wondering if he would pick her. It sounded like she was not really expecting it to happen. Lady Catherine said to Rosalind, "Course, dear. Lord Ashbourne would be very silly to not choose you." Lady Catherine fixed a curl on Rosalind's head. "You are the thing that has ever happened to our family. You are really something, Rosalind." Emma felt that familiar sting. She kept her face looking calm. Her father, Lord Edmund, came into the hall with a scroll in his hand. The scroll was sealed with wax. Emma looked at the scroll. Then, at her father, Lord Edmund. She wondered what the scroll said. "The Lord's carriage is coming down the eastern road. The vampire lord will be here soon, within the hour." His eyes looked at Emma for a moment, then he looked fast. "Catherine, are you really sure about this?" The message said that the vampire lord wants to see both of the daughters, both Emma and Catherine. Lady Catherine said that is a formality. The protocol says Emma will be presented. Lady Catherine wants to keep Emma out of sight. Lady Catherine does not want Emma to embarrass the family in front of the nobility. Lady Catherine is worried that Emma will do something. Emma will be presented as the protocol demands. Emma will remain out of sight so Emma does not embarrass Lady Catherine and the rest of the family in front of the vampire nobility. Emma's hands were clenched in the folds of her dress. This was a dress that belonged to Rosalind. They had to let out the seams so it would fit Emma. It was still too tight around her hips and chest. The fabric was strained every time Emma took a breath. This was a reminder to Emma that she did not fit in with this family. Emma just did not feel like she was a part of the family. The dress was, like her life, it was not made for her, it was made for Rosalind. Emma felt like she was wearing someone's life. "What if he asks for me?" Emma said this quietly, her voice was not as loud as she wanted it to be. Her mother finally looked at her. The dislike in her mother's eyes was really strong. "Then I will tell people that you are sick. No vampire lord would want someone like you when they can have someone perfect like the vampire lords usually do." Her mother was saying that no vampire lord in his mind would choose her when there are perfect people available. The vampire lords are usually very picky about who they choose, and her mother did not think she was good enough for one of them. Her mother's words were very hurtful. They made her feel bad about herself. The words really got to Emma, they stuck with her. She thought she was too fat. She thought she was too plain. The thing is, Emma thought she had much of the bad stuff and not enough of the good stuff. These words were like all the mean things people said to her, they just kind of lived inside her now. Emma felt like the words were a part of her, like they were in her bones. Rosalind smiled sweetly. She said to Emma, "Do not worry, Emma. I am sure you will find someone eventually. Maybe you will find a merchant's son who needs connections, then Beauty a merchant's son who really needs connections to help him, and that is what you can give to a merchant's son. Emma bit the inside of her cheek hard that she could taste the metallic flavor of blood. It was like tasting copper. The big doors swung open. It felt like the room got really cold all of a sudden. Emma felt this feeling before she even saw him. A feeling that made her think she was in danger. It was like her body was telling her that there was a predator in the room, and that predator was him, the person who just walked in, the one who was making Emma feel this way. Dominic Ashbourne walked into the room like a storm. He was really tall. Wore all black clothes that made him look like he was sucking up all the light around him. His dark hair was pretty long. Went down to just below his neck. What really got Emma's attention was his eyes. Dominic Ashbourne's eyes were like something old. They were the color of amber, and he looked around the room like he was so bored with everything. It was like Dominic Ashbourne had seen many bad things happen over the years that nothing surprised him anymore. The man had 2 guards walking behind him. They were quiet. They looked like they could hurt someone. There was also a vampire with them. This vampire walked in a fancy way like he was someone important. The vampire seemed to think he was better than everyone, just like a rich person would. Lord Edmund bowed low, his head almost hitting his knees. Lord Ashbourne, the Edmund house is extremely honored. Our house is truly honored beyond what we can say. Dominic looked at Rosalind. She was sitting by the window. The light was shining on her, making her look really beautiful. Rosalind did a curtsy. It was very fancy and pretty. She tilted her head right. Dominic's eyes were still on Rosalind. He could not notice how nice she looked. The way Rosalind was sitting by the window with the light on her made her stand out. Dominic said that was lovely. His voice was really smooth, like wine. It was like a picture he had seen times before. Rosalind's face had a smile on it. Then the smile started to go away. The smile on Rosalind's face was not staying. My lord, Lady Catherine stepped forward. I would like to introduce my daughter, Rosalind Hartwell. Rosalind Hartwell has learned a lot of things like music and painting. She can speak 4 different languages. The family of Rosalind Hartwell is very good and respected. I think Rosalind Hartwell would be a person to have in your house, the house of your family that will be around forever. Dominic walked past Rosalind as if she were something you find in a room and not a person. His eyes looked around the room to find something. I was told that there are 2 daughters who live in this house, Dominic. Then he added, I am sure she would know about this. The color went out of Lady Catherine's face. Yes, our other daughter is not feeling well, my lord. This is nothing that you need to worry about, Lady Catherine said to him, trying to sound calm. Lady Catherine did not want my lord to know what was really going on with her daughter. Dominic's voice was really low and scary. That is too bad, he said. I wanted both of his daughters to be there. It is very important that both daughters are present. Emma pushed herself against the pillar. This was where she was supposed to wait. She had to stay out of sight. Emma always had to be out of sight. Then Dominic turned his head and those amber eyes of his found her. They locked onto Emma with a precision that made her feel really uncomfortable. There you are. Emma's heart just stopped beating all of a. It was like time stood still for Emma. Emma was still, and for a moment Emma could not even breathe. My lord, please, Lord Edmund said in a desperate way. Emma is not the one you are looking for. She is not a fit for something so special. We think Rosalind is the daughter who should have this honor. Rosalind is the one we want to offer to you. Did I ask for your opinion on what I'm looking for? Dominic said this in a voice, but his words felt really old and serious. Come here, he told me. Emma was completely frozen in place. This was like something from all the dreams she had ever had, and now it was actually happening to her. The man said, now. His voice was firm. You could tell by the way he spoke that he would not accept anything except what he wanted. The command in his voice left no room for anyone to disobey him. The man's voice made it clear that he was not going to take no for an answer when he said, now. Her feet started moving before she even thought about it. She walked out from behind the pillar. Now everyone in the room was looking at her. She felt like all eyes were on her. She was aware of every bit of space she was taking up. The dress was really tight on her body. It made her feel like she was not good enough for the people around her. The dress was showing everyone that she did not fit in. She looked down. Waited. She knew what was coming. The laughter would start, people would make fun of her. They would not take her seriously. This always happened to her. She was waiting for the laughter, the dismissal, the mockery that always came when she said something. So she did not hear what she was expecting to hear. Instead, she heard Dominic draw in a breath. "Look at me." Emma looked up slowly, thinking he would be looking at her with disgust. What she saw was totally different. He was staring at Emma like she was something special and valuable, something he had been looking for a very long time, centuries even. "What is your name?" She said the name quietly. The name was Emma. The full name was Emma Hartwell. He took a step closer to her. She smelled the night air and the old forests. "Emma, do you know why they kept you away from me?" She shook her head because she did not trust her voice. "My lord," Lady Catherine said, her voice was tight because she was trying not to panic. "I have to tell you something. Emma is not like Rosalind. Emma is a different person. She has always been hard to deal with and gets emotional easily. I do not think Emma would be a match for someone like you, my lord, because of your position and who you are. Emma would not be suitable for you, my lord." Dominic did not look away from Emma. He said, "This is tough. I think it is interesting. From what I have seen, the things people say are tough are usually just truthful. The things people call difficult are usually just honest." Lady Catherine said this in a voice but not soft enough. She said that the woman is not strong enough to have babies. The doctors think it would be bad for her because of her size. Lady Catherine was talking about the woman and her ability to have children. "The woman is not physically suited for bearing children," Lady Catherine said. Emma felt shame burn through her chest. It was really bad that people were talking about her body like it was something that was broken. They were doing this in front of everyone and right in front of him, which made Emma feel even worse about the whole thing. The fact that her body was being discussed like a piece of equipment was what hurt Emma the most. "My lord," Rosalind said, her voice sounding really sweet but not really meaning it, "Emma has never been a person. You probably want a wife who can have kids and who will not make you look bad in front of your people at court. Emma is not that kind of person. She is not strong like that. You want a bride who can give you children, and Emma is just not able to do that." Dominic's eyes did something. They had this angry look in them. The anger in Dominic's eyes was really fierce. Then he did something that made the entire room gasp. He did this thing. It was so surprising that the entire room was shocked. The people in the room could not believe what they were seeing. They were all looking at him. They were all thinking the same thing about what he had just done. The room was completely silent for a moment because of what he had done to make the entire room gasp like that. The man got down on his knees. One knee on the marble floor, his head was tilted up to look at Emma. Emma is the powerful vampire lord in the region. This vampire lord bowed before the daughter they had tried to hide from everyone, the daughter of Emma. The vampire lord was showing respect to Emma and her daughter. "Emma Hartwell," he said in a voice so everyone in the hall could hear him, "I was wondering if you would like to have dinner with me tonight. It would be Emma Hartwell and me, no one else. I think it would be nice if Emma Hartwell could join me for dinner tonight, the two of us, Emma Hartwell and me." Emma's mouth went completely dry. This has to be a joke, she thought. It is probably some kind of test, Emma told herself. "I am telling you, I do not joke about dinner invitations." His lips curved into a smile. "I think it is better to be honest because it is simpler than playing games. I really think that honesty is more efficient than playing those games with the dinner invitations. You do not know me. You just walked into this place. Then you decided to humiliate my family. You are pretending that I am worth your time. My family is important to me. I do not like what you are doing. You are pretending to care about me. I know that is not true. My family and I are not worth your time. Why are you doing this to us? You are just pretending to be interested in the things that my family and I do. He stood up fast. If I wanted to make your family look bad, I would just tell everyone what your mom said about you. The people who live near us would all hear it. No, Emma, I am not pretending. I am really interested in the things about you, Emma. Why? The word just came out before she could stop herself from saying it. She really wanted to know the answer to her question, to the thing that was bothering her, to this situation with the thing that was on her mind, the thing she was thinking about. Dominic looked around the room at her mother's face, which was full of horror. Her father looked confused. Rosalind was really angry. She was trying not to show it. Dominic said, "They tried to keep you a secret. I have been alive for a very long time. I have learned that the things people keep secret are usually the things that really important. The things people hide are usually the things finding, like you, the things people hide are usually the things worth finding." He turned to Lord Edmund. "My friend and I need a place to stay for the night. I hope that is okay with Lord Edmund?" "No, my lord, we are truly honored to be. We feel very lucky. My lord, it is a deal for us." Dominic looked back at Emma. Said, "That sounds great." He then told her, "We will have dinner when the sun goes down. I will make sure that something nice is brought to your room." Emma said, "I do not agree." She found a bit of courage to say that. Emma said it again, "I do not agree," and that gave her some confidence to stand up for herself. "Emma. No, you have not." His smile got bigger. "That is why I am asking. So what do you say, Emma? Will you have dinner with a monster who sees the Emma when no one else will see Emma?" The room was completely silent. It was like the room held its breath. The room held its breath. Everything was still. Quiet. The room held its breath, waiting for something to happen. Emma saw the look on her mother's face, the jealous way her sister was staring at her, and the sad way her father was asking her to do what they wanted. Her family had always told her that she was not good enough, that nobody could love her, and that she was always doing things wrong. They had been saying these things to Emma her life. Emma felt like her family did not think she was a person. Her mother, her sister, and her father had always made Emma feel like she was not worthy of love. And here stood someone offering her a choice. "One dinner," she said at last. "If you are making fun of me, if this is a trick, I will make sure you are sorry for it. I am talking about one dinner. If you are playing a game with me, I will make you regret doing that to me. I will make you regret one dinner." Dominic laughed. It was a laugh like he was really happy. "There you are, Emma Hartwell. I am talking about one dinner. I am really looking forward to seeing you try to make me sorry I asked you. It has been a long time since someone was brave enough to do that, Emma Hartwell." Emma stood there not moving, as he walked out of the room with the people who were with him. Her heart was beating fast. She was thinking about what she had said yes to. Emma was wondering if she had made a mistake, or if this was the start of something that would actually happen with the thing that seemed impossible, the impossible thing that Emma was now thinking about. Her mother's voice cut through her thoughts. It was like a knife. "You are a girl," her mother said. "Do you have any idea what the girl has done to herself?" Her mother asked this question because she was very upset with her daughter, the girl. But for the first time in her life, Emma smiled and said nothing at all. The dress got to Emma's place an hour before the sun went down. A servant she did not know brought it. When the woman opened it up from the cloth it was wrapped in, Emma was really surprised. The dress was so pretty that it took Emma's breath away. Emma had never seen a dress like the dress before. The dress was really something. The dress was this pretty green color, like the trees in a forest when it is shady. The material sparkled like the stars, in the sky at night. What really got to Emma was that this dress was not something that someone else had worn before. It was made for her. The dress fit her perfectly, like it was made to match her body. The servant said quietly, "Lord Ashbourne had this made for you by his tailor. He wanted to make sure it fits you right so you can be yourself, in it not have to change who you are to wear it." Emma touched the fabric with fingers that were shaking. This was the time someone had made something just for Emma. Emma felt special because someone had gone out of their way to make something for Emma. That evening she went downstairs. Her mother was standing in the hallway. Her mother's face was all scrunched up. She looked really mad. Her mother was trying not to show how angry she was. It was pretty obvious that she was furious with the girl and that her mother's anger was barely being held back. "Listen to me carefully," Lady Catherine said in a mean tone, grabbing Emma's arm. "I do not know what you have done to that vampire. It will not work for long. The vampire is not really interested in you. Men like the vampire do not choose women, like Emma. The vampire is playing a game with Emma. When he is done with the game, Emma will be the one who gets hurt." Lady Catherine was saying this to scare Emma about the vampire. Emma pulled her arm free. "You would like that, would you not? For Emma to fail, to prove you were right about Emma, along. I want to protect the person from feeling really embarrassed. Protecting this person from humiliation is what I am trying to do. I do not want the person to go through that. Protecting the person from humiliation is very important to me." "No, Mother. You are trying to protect yourself from being wrong about me." She walked past her mother. Then past Rosalind, who was standing in the parlor doorway. Rosalind was watching her with eyes. She kept walking until she was in the conservatory. Dominic was waiting for her in the conservatory. The room was completely different now. There were candles and the warm light from the candles was bouncing off the glass walls. A little table was sitting in the middle of the room. It was set for Emma and someone else with wine that looked really old, even older than Emma's entire family. Dominic stood by the window. Looked out at the gardens. He had changed into something, a dark shirt with the collar open. Dominic looked less like a lord and like a man who had lived too many years and carried too many secrets about Dominic and his life. The man said, "You came without looking back at me. You did not think I would do that? I mean, you really did not think that I would? I hoped you would do that. Hope is really different from assuming something will happen." He turned around. The look on his face changed a little when he saw the woman. The dress she was wearing was made for her, it really was. Emma said, "Why did you do that?" She looked at the person. Said, "The dress, the dinner, all of that stuff. What do you want from the dress, the dinner, and me?" He wanted to have a conversation. A real conversation where they could talk about the truth. He wanted something real to happen between them. He pulled out a chair for her. "Shall we?" Emma sat there feeling really awkward. She just did not feel like she fit in, even though she was wearing a dress. Dominic poured some wine for Emma and himself, then he sat down across from Emma. He wanted to know something, so he said, "Tell me something true." He wanted this to be something that the person had never shared with anyone before, something that was a secret, so he added, "Something you have never told anyone." "What is the point of doing that? I do not see why I should do that. Doing that just does not make sense to me. I will trade with you. I will tell you one thing and you have to tell me one true thing about the truth. The truth is what I want to know from you. You want to know the truth from me." Emma looked at him over the top of her drink. She said, "I am glad I do not look like Rosalind. I am glad I am not beautiful like Rosalind." His eyebrows went up. "That really surprises me," he said about the thing that surprised him, the surprise. When men look at her, they do not see the her. They see something they can own, like a thing to show off. The woman has been engaged 4 times. I do not think any of those men ever asked her what she wanted. Emma put down her glass. At least when people do not see me I am free to be myself. That is a nice feeling. I can just be me when people are not paying attention to me, and that is really nice. People do not see the her, they just see the woman, and that is sad because she is more than that. She is a person, with her own thoughts, and the woman has her own feelings, and the woman wants to be free to make her own choices. Dominic was really quiet for a long time. He said, "That is the wisest thing I have heard in a very long time, in decades, and it really got to me, that thing, about being sad and wise. It is just so sad and wise." "Your turn," Emma said. "Tell me something that's really true." He leaned back. The shadows moved across his face. "I am terrified of being alone," he said. "I have a lot of power, a lot of money. I will live forever. I am terrified that one day I will wake up and think about how many years have gone by. I will realize that everyone I cared about is gone. They all left me, because that is what people do. People always leave. The thought of living with my power and my wealth is scary, because I will be left behind by everyone I care about. People will leave me. I will be alone, with my power and my wealth and my immortality." The vulnerability in his voice was unexpected. "Real?" Emma asked that question quietly. She said, "Is that why you never got married?" "This is part of the story. The other part is that I did not want to accept anything that's not special. Special things, like this, are really hard to find. I mean, extraordinary things are rare." They talked for hours. They talked about books. Emma found out that he had read every poet that she loved. He had even met some of these poets. They also talked about art. They talked about the things in life that he missed from a long time ago. He missed the way cities used to smell before all the factories came. He missed the sound of rain falling on roofs made of straw. He even missed the taste of bread made from old wheat. Emma and he really connected over these things. They talked about books some more. Emma was surprised that he had read all of her favorite poets. He made her laugh. I mean, really laugh, a sound that she had not heard from her mouth in a long time. It was a laugh that came from inside of her, a sound that she barely knew she could still make. He looked really happy. Said, "There it is." He was wondering if I knew how to do something. He wanted to know if I had the answer to something. I know how to laugh. It is a feeling when I laugh. Laughing is something that I'm able to do. I can laugh when something is funny to me. Laughing is fun for me. He was not doing that right. What he did was real. He smiled at this point. The other things he does are real. Well, his anger is real, his fear is real, his defiance is real. Do you know how seldom people are like this? Most people go through their lives pretending to be something they think other people want them to be. The man just lives his life without saying sorry for being himself. Everything about him is real, like his anger and his fear and his defiance. Emma felt her face get really hot. "You are very full of yourself for someone who just met Emma," she said to him. Emma did not like that. He thought he knew her already. Emma wanted him to know that he should not make many assumptions about Emma. "I'm presumptuous with everyone. It's part of my charm." Emma could not help it. She smiled. "I think you might be really annoying," she said to him, meaning that the man was really getting on her nerves. This guy, the man, was just so frustrating. Emma thought that this man was insufferable. "Oh, I absolutely am. But I'm also right about you." The candles had burned low when Dominic walked her back to her room. He stopped at her door and did not go in with her. Dominic just stood there, not making a move to follow her inside her chambers. Emma said thank you in a voice. She was talking about tonight. How they spent time with her. Emma appreciated that they saw her tonight. "Emma," he said, his voice was serious now, "I did not see you. I found you." There is a difference between finding Emma and seeing Emma. He kissed Emma's hand. His lips felt cool against Emma's skin. Then he just left. Emma was standing in her doorway. She was wondering if the whole evening with him had really happened or if it was just a dream. The evening with him is what Emma was thinking about. The next morning. It shattered that hope completely. The morning after was really tough because it shattered the hope that I had. Emma was walking down the corridor when she heard people talking. It was her mother's voice and Dominic's voice. She stopped walking. Stood still, hidden by the curve of the wall. Old habits took over. She did not move. Emma listened carefully to her mother's voice and Dominic's voice, wondering what they were talking about. Lady Catherine said to my lord her voice was really sweet, but it was not real. She had to say what she thought. Emma is not the kind of person that she seems to be. Lady Catherine wanted to make this very clear about Emma. Is that so? Dominic's voice was unreadable. She is a person who has a lot of problems. Sometimes she gets really sad. Cries for no reason at all. She also has times when she does not behave in a way. This would be very bad for you, my lord. It would be bad for your court. She would do things that would make you look bad, my lord. Emma put her hand on the wall. It felt like everything was spinning around her. The world of Emma was turning down. Emma felt really weird, like her whole life was changing. Her mother went on to say, and then there is the issue of having kids. She talked about her body and her size. The doctors think she might not make it through having a baby. Do you really want that to be what people remember about your marriage? A wife who has a time and might not even be able to have children? When you could be with Rosalind, who's healthy and really wants to make you happy. The silence was really uncomfortable. It felt like a big knife hanging there. The silence stretched out like a blade. Dominic said that Lady Catherine makes some good points. He said this after waiting for a while. Lady Catherine. Dominic thought about it. Then he told Lady Catherine that the things she said are very interesting. Lady Catherine. Emma's heart really broke into two pieces. It was like Emma's heart was split down the middle. Emma's heart was not okay anymore. I am going to think about this carefully. Please send Rosalind to me this afternoon. I want to have a talk with Rosalind and make sure I understand everything she has to say. Yes, my lord. I am sure of it. You will not regret this decision. Doing this is an idea and it will work out well for you. You will see that it is the thing to do and you will be happy with the result. Emma did not wait to hear more. She ran through the passages that the servants used out the door into the forest that was next to the estate. The forest was really pretty. Emma was not thinking about that now. She just kept running until it was really hard to breathe. Her legs felt like they could not move anymore. Then she fell down against a tree in a place that she used to hide in when she was a little girl. The forest that was next to the estate. That woman was really stupid. She was so stupid. For one night the woman had let herself believe something. The woman had let herself imagine that someone could look at the woman and see something about the woman. Something that would make the woman worth choosing. It was all just a show. The woman was entertainment for a person who lived forever and was very bored. She did not cry. She learned a time ago that crying did not change anything. The fact is that crying just did not make a difference, so she did not cry. She did not know how long she sat there. The sun moved across the sky. The shadows grew long. She sat there for a long time and the woman saw the sun move and the shadows grow longer. The woman felt like she was sitting there forever. The woman was just sitting and the sun kept moving and the shadows of the woman kept growing longer. You are very hard to find when you really want to hide. It is not easy to track you down when you do not want to be found. You can be very sneaky. That makes it tough for people to locate you. When you put your mind to it, you are really good at staying hidden. Emma's head jerked up suddenly. There was Dominic standing at the edge of the clearing. He had his hands in his pockets. He looked really calm. It was annoying that Dominic looked so calm and put together. The woman told him to go. She said this to him directly. The woman wanted him to leave her alone, so she said, "Go. It is really hard for me to do this because I have been looking over for you for 3 hours. I have been trying to find you for a long time and it has been 3 hours now. Finding you is very tough. I have been searching for you for 3 hours. You should be with Rosalind. What are you doing here? You should be talking to Rosalind about your future together. Do you not want to be with Rosalind and discuss what is going to happen with the two of you?" He took a step closer to me. "You heard what your mother said." "I have heard enough." Emma stood up. Her anger was giving her the strength she needed. "You said you would think about my sister's points. You asked to talk to my sister." "Yes, I did that." The confirmation was a knife between her ribs. "Then why are you here?" Dominic looked at her. He said, "I was wondering how long it would take your mother to hurt you badly. I also wanted to see what Rosalind is really like. I wanted to give Rosalind a chance to show what she is really capable of. I was curious to know what Rosalind would do in this situation." Emma looked at him. Said, "What is going on, or rather, what do you want?" because she really had no idea what he was thinking. Emma was waiting for him to say something, anything. He just stood there. Emma asked him again, "What?" "I have lived for a long time, Emma. I know when someone is trying to trick me. Your mother talked to me with a speech that she had practiced before. She was being very mean on purpose. I went along with what she was saying because I wanted to find out how bad things really are in your family. I wanted to know how much trouble your family is really in, Emma. Your family has a lot of problems. I think your mother is a big part of it. I do not understand what is going on. The thing is, I am really confused. I just do not get it. This situation with something is not clear to me. I need some help to figure out what the problem with the situation is. The situation is that I do not understand the situation. Your sister is in the conservatory now. I asked her a question. I said, "Do you think your sister deserves to be happy?" He stopped talking for a moment. Your sister laughed. She said, "You do not know what to do with happiness even if you have it. She said you would probably mess it up like you mess up everything." Then your sister asked me if I had made up my mind about the marriage contract yet. Emma closed her eyes. She just wanted to relax for a moment. The world outside was moving fast and Emma wanted to slow things down. Emma thought that if she closed her eyes everything would be okay. Emma felt a little better when her eyes were closed. Dominic went on to say, "I was really mean to her. Then he told your parents that if our families are going to work together it will be the way Dominic wants or it will not happen at all." Emma whispered why. She wanted to know why this person was being so nice to her. "Why do you care about me?" she asked. "You just met me, so it does not make sense that you care much about what happens to me." Dominic was really quiet for a bit. Then he sat down on a log that had fallen to the ground. He looked tired all of a sudden. "When I was a kid, before everything changed, I had a mom who cared about me. She was mean to other people, especially the ones she thought were not as good as her. I saw her people with the things she said and she was mean to them without even realizing she was being mean. My mom would say things that were cruel. She did not even know that the things she said were cruel to people like that." He looked up at Emma. "When I became what I am, I made a promise to myself that I would never just stand there and do nothing while someone is being treated poorly. I mean, I would never watch someone like Emma be made to feel small. She is a lot like I used to be. People told her she was not good enough because of who she is. That is not right. I do not want to see that happen to Emma or to anyone who is like me. Someone like Emma deserves to be treated with respect. I became what I am. I will not stand by and watch someone like Emma be diminished." Emma sat down beside him. "How do I know that the things you are telling me are true and this is not another game that you are playing with me? Is this another test for me, like the ones I had to go through? He said, you do not. That is the bad thing about trust. Trust needs you to have faith in it. The thing about faith is that it needs you to take a risk with the trust. I've never been good at risk. I have not either, even though it may seem that way. The people sat in silence. The forest was really quiet except for the birds and the wind and that kind of thing. These sounds filled the space between the people. The forest sounds were all you could hear. Emma said this after a time, my whole life I have been told that I am too much. The people around me say that I am big, too loud, too emotional, and I have too many opinions. So I learned how to make myself smaller, how to be quieter, and how to be invisible so that Emma can fit in with everyone. Emma had to do this to avoid bothering people with her emotions and opinions. Emma did it by being quieter and smaller like Emma is supposed to be. I know that already. Now you are asking me to believe that everything I have been told is not true. That I am enough. I mean, that the things I have learned and the people I have trusted are wrong about me. That I am enough the way I am. Dominic said no. He told me that I need to believe that I am more than enough. There is a difference between things, and Dominic wants me to understand this difference. Dominic is saying that I should think about what he's saying because it is important. The thing is, Dominic wants me to know that I am enough, and that is what matters. Emma looked at him, this old creature who had seen her when nobody else could. What if he is wrong? What if Emma is a normal person? She thought about this for a moment. Emma wanted to know if she was special or like everyone else. He said, I have spent a long time making bad choices. He got up. Held out his hand. Come with me to my place. Do not think of it as being my wife, not. Just think of it as visiting me. Stay with me at my court for 3 months. Let me show you that I am a person and you can trust me. If I do something you can leave me. I promise you will not get in trouble. I will not be mean to you. This is my promise, as a lord. This was the moment. The choice. Emma has the option to go back to the way things were before, being invisible and all that. She can just stay safe. Not do anything that might put her in danger. Then again, Emma could also take his hand and do something totally crazy, like take a big leap and see what happens. The woman wanted to know what would happen to her family. She asked about her family. What about my family, she said. What about them? They will never forgive this. Dominic's face turned serious. He said to Emma, your mother said some bad things about you, Emma. She called you damaged, Emma. Your sister said you mess everything up, Emma. When it came down to it, your father did not stick up for you, Emma. That does not sound like a family to me. It sounds like a place that is holding you back, Emma. You should not have to live like that, Emma. You deserve to be free, Emma. Free. She'd never been free. Emma took his hand. 3 months had. Emma was standing on the balcony of Ashbourne Castle. She was looking at the sun setting over the mountains. These were mountains she had only seen in books before. Emma had on a dress that was a dark blue color. The dress was made to fit her body. It showed off all of her curves of hiding them. Her hair was hanging down loose around her shoulders. This was because Dominic had told her that he really liked her hair that way. For the time in her life, Emma felt like someone else's opinion was something nice. It did not feel like they were criticizing her. The opinion of Dominic felt like a gift to Emma. She was wearing the midnight dress and her hair was down because of what Dominic had said about it. Emma was standing on the balcony of Ashbourne Castle. She was thinking about Dominic and what he had said. The castle had become her home. It was not because the castle was so big and fancy, although it really was. Because she felt like she belonged here. The castle was a place where she was seen. The servants knew her name. They would greet her by name when they saw her. The guards were very respectful. They would nod at her when she walked by. The castle was also where she met Dominic's brother, Theodore. Theodore had taught her how to fence. He never made her feel bad about her size. He would just say that the castle's fencing student she had good balance. The castle's people like Theodore made her feel happy and safe. That is why the castle had become her home. Dominic kept the promise he made. He showed her the world he lived in without trying to force her into anything, without wanting her to do something she did not want to do. They spent their evenings in his library, their mornings riding horses through the lands that belonged to him, their nights talking until the sun started to rise about all sorts of things and nothing important all. Dominic introduced her to the people in his world. He stood right next to her to protect her and support her. He made it very clear that if anyone was rude to her, they would have to answer to Dominic. She had fallen in love with him. This had happened slowly and carefully. It was also very terrifying. She was almost certain that he felt the same way about her, that he felt the same love for her. Dominic said she was brooding. His voice came from behind her. Then his arms went around her waist. He pulled her back against his chest. She could feel Dominic's body against her back. Dominic's arms were strong, around her waist. I am thinking about this. There is a difference between things. I can see that the computer things and the human things are not the same. The computer things are just machines. The human things are people. There is a difference between these computer things and human things. He laughed against her hair. That sounds really familiar to me, he said with a smile. Emma leaned into him. She felt really comfortable. This was something she had never felt with anyone. I got a letter from my father today, Emma said. She was talking about her father, the letter from her father. It was something that had happened to her that day. So I was wondering what Lord Edmund said. Did Lord Edmund say something? I really want to know what Lord Edmund said. The man is asking for money. It seems that Rosalind's latest engagement did not work out. The man she was supposed to marry found out that Rosalind has a lot of debt that she did not tell him about. He also thought that Rosalind is not very interesting to talk to. She is like a pillow. Rosalind has less personality than a decorative pillow. How unfortunate. Emma smiled. You do not sound very sympathetic. He said that is because he is not. He turned her around to face him. What will she do when this happens to the woman? What will the woman do? She thought about it for a moment. I will send them something, she said. It will not be a lot. I will send them something. The reason is that they are still my family, my blood relatives, and that means something to me because they are my blood. You're far more merciful than I would be. I am aware of that. That is why you need me. Dominic's face looked a little gentler. He said, I need you, and it is, for a lot of reasons. The fact that you are a person is just one of the reasons I need you. Theodore and the other people with him walked through the doors that were behind them. The doors opened up. Theodore stepped out. He looked really uncomfortable. Theodore did not look happy at all. Theodore seemed to be feeling a little weird. Lady Emma, I am really sorry to interrupt you. There is something that Lady Emma needs to know about. It is important that Lady Emma hears this. Dominic sighed. Is it really necessary to deal with this? Can the matter not wait for a while? I am afraid that is not the case. It has to do with the Hartwell family. Emma looked unhappy. What is going on with them? Theodore looked at Dominic. Then back at Emma. He said, your mother is talking about you behind your back. She is telling people that you used magic to make Lord Ashbourne want to marry you. She says you cast a spell on him with magic. Your mother wants the Vampire Council to say that you and Lord Ashbourne cannot get married because of this. Emma felt Dominic become totally still against her. She had learned to recognize when he got like that. It usually happened before something bad occurred. Dominic's stillness was something that always made Emma nervous. She knew that when Dominic was that still something violent was likely to happen to Dominic or someone around him. Dominic, she said softly using his given name. She turned to face Dominic. Do not do that, she told Dominic. His eyes had gone cold. I have been really patient with you. I have been kind to you because I care about you. What you just did is like a war declaration. This is a declaration of war against the people I care about, against everything that matters to me, against me. This is my declaration of war. No, Emma. She stepped closer to him. You do not get to destroy the things that are important to them. That is not your choice to make when it comes to the things that belong to them. People are trying to destroy the people they do not like, and that includes us. The people are trying to destroy us. They will fail. She looked at him. My mother is a bitter woman. She has never been happy. Hurting her is not going to make what she did to me okay. It is not going to make me feel better. My mother did some things to me. Hurting her will not change that. It will not make things right. Dominic's jaw got really tight. You want me to just forget about the thing and move on, Dominic said, talking about the situation, with the problem that Dominic was not willing to let go of, the problem that was still bothering Dominic. I am asking you to let me handle this situation. I want to take care of it myself. Let me deal with it. I am the one who should handle this. They looked at each other for a long time. The man's body was very tight. Then he started to relax and the tension went away from his shoulders. You are infuriatingly reasonable. I know that. It is part of my charm. She turned to Theodore. Please tell my mother that Lord Ashbourne and I will be going to Hartwell Manor week. Lord Ashbourne and I want to tell everyone about our engagement. We want to do this in front of all the people my mother and Lord Ashbourne have ever tried to impress. Theodore's lips twitched. That is really petty, Lady Emma, he said. Theodore was clearly upset with Lady Emma. Lady Emma was being very petty. Theodore did not like that Lady Emma was being so petty. I learned from the people and I am talking about the best. She looked over at Dominic and he was smiling at her. Dominic was really grinning. He said that he has never found the other person more attractive than he does at this moment. The other person is really catching his eye now. He thinks the other person is very attractive and he cannot help but notice them. He is drawn to the person and he has to say it out loud. He wants the other person to know that they are really attractive to him. The person he is talking to is someone he is much attracted to and he has to tell them that he has never been more attracted to them than he is, at this very moment. Save that for after we ruin my mother's standing. We will deal with that later after we completely destroy my mother's standing. The announcement took place 1 week later. Emma showed up at Hartwell Manor. She was not sneaking around, wearing clothes that belonged to someone else. Instead, Emma was wearing a lot of sapphires and the powerful vampire lord in the area was with her. Emma's dress was silver. It was made to shine under every light. This way nobody in the room could look at Emma. The vampire lord was there, with her, making sure everyone saw Emma. The ballroom was really crowded. Every single noble family from the surrounding areas had shown up. It was clear they were all curious and talking about the latest news. When Emma walked in, she noticed people starting to whisper to each other away. She saw the shock on the faces of people she knew as they couldn't believe how much she had changed. Emma saw that people were staring at her. She knew the whispers were all about her. Emma. Her mother was standing near the front. She had a smile on her face, but it did not look real. Rosalind sat in the corner. She looked really pale. Not like herself. Her father was by the table, with the food and drinks. He seemed nervous. Lady Catherine, Dominic said, his voice was loud and clear, in the room. He was talking to Lady Catherine. Thank you for hosting this announcement, Dominic said to Lady Catherine. My betrothed was really excited to tell her family about our news. My betrothed wanted to share our news with her family, Dominic. Lady Catherine had helped make that happen. Lady Catherine smiled. It did not look real because it did not reach her eyes. She said, "We are honored, my lord," to the man. Lady Catherine's voice was polite. Lady Catherine did not seem very happy. Dominic tilted his head. Said, "Are you doing this stuff?" He had heard some bad things about Dominic and he wanted to know the truth. Something about witchcraft and enchantments was really bothering him. Dominic was talking about witchcraft and enchantments. He did not like it. He wanted to know if Dominic was really into witchcraft and enchantments. The man laughed out loud. The sound of his laugh made half the people in the room jump. "I want to tell you something about Emma. She has a way of making me feel like I need to be a better person. This is really amazing to me. I have been around for 800 years. I have seen a lot of things. Emma is different. She has a way of making me want to be better. That is a big deal. The only magic that Emma has is that she can make me feel this way. That is miracle enough for me when it comes to Emma." He turned around to talk to the room. The man wanted to say something to everyone in the room. He was going to speak to the room. "I want every single person in this room to get this. Emma Hartwell is a woman who was kept from me. Her own family did not think she was good enough for me to notice. They tried to give me someone who seemed perfect, all obedient." His eyes locked onto Rosalind. She moved back a little. They made a mistake with that. Emma Hartwell is the one they were trying to hide. Dominic's hand got tighter around Emma's hand. Emma deserves much more than some vampire lord. She deserves everything that's good. If anyone does not think so, they can tell me about it. I mean it, they can talk to me directly about Emma and what I think she deserves. The silence was absolute. Now Dominic's smile came back. It was really charming but also a little scary. He said, "I think it is time to dance now. Emma, my love." He put out his hand just like he did that first night when he got down on his knees in front of her. Emma took the thing that was there. Emma actually picked it up. Now she has it. The thing is, with Emma now. As Emma moved to the center of the ballroom, the musicians started playing music. Every person in the ballroom was looking at Emma. Her mother was really angry with Emma. She could not do anything about it. Emma's sister was feeling jealous of Emma. Emma's father felt bad about what was happening to Emma. The musicians were playing their music. Emma was the center of attention. Emma felt like every eye in the ballroom was on her. She felt the weight of people looking at her. These were women who had been told they were too much or too different or just not enough. She saw these women watching her with hope in their eyes. They were women, like her, women who were waiting to see what she would do next. The women were looking at her with something that looked like hope. Emma said thank you in a quiet voice as they were dancing. She was talking about the fact that the person saw her for who she is, that they saw Emma. Dominic pulled Emma closer to him. He said, "I did not see you, Emma. I found Emma. I have no intention of ever letting Emma hide again." Emma and Dominic were standing in the garden. This was the garden where Dominic had first found Emma. Her mother had just congratulated them. It was clear she did not mean it. She had done this through gritted teeth. After that, Rosalind had run to her room crying. Emma and Dominic were now alone in the garden. She looked at him. Said, "Do you regret it?" She wanted to know if he was sorry for his decision. "Choosing me over a path." She said this and waited for his answer. Emma kissed him then and there in that same garden where she used to hide. This was the garden where she thought she would just fade away alone and unloved. Nobody would even notice she was gone. Emma had felt so invisible in that garden before. Now she was kissing him. She told him that she loves him against his lips. The thing is, She thinks he can be really full of himself, and that is something she does not like about him. She said he is impossibly arrogant and way too pleased with himself. She still loves him. He said, "I love you too," in a voice. The person he loved was really stubborn. They would not let him deal with the people who were mean to them. He wanted to get rid of those people. The person he loved would not let him do that. Especially because of that. They stood together in the moonlight. These two people had been told they were not good enough. People rejected them. Did not like them. They were made to feel bad about themselves. Then they found each other. The world thought they were wrong. They did not care what the world thought. They liked themselves. That is what mattered to the two people. The two people decided that what they thought was more important than what other people thought. The two people liked their life and they did not need anyone else to like it. Inside the manor, Lady Catherine stood by a window. Looked at her daughter. Her daughter was having a really good time with a vampire lord. Lady Catherine saw that her daughter was very happy. This was something Lady Catherine had never been able to do. For the time, Lady Catherine thought that maybe she had made a mistake. Maybe being beautiful is not about wearing nice clothes. Maybe being worthy is not about what people think of you. Lady Catherine thought about the Lord and her daughter, and she thought about what it means to be happy. Lady Catherine wondered if she had been wrong about what's important in life. It was really too late for Emma to think about what she should have done. Emma had already gone ahead. Started a new life where Emma was the favorite, people were happy for Emma, and Emma was loved by everyone. And in the end, that was the greatest triumph of all.